Example 3 is a second type of problem where we would use uh, an, a sum or difference angle identity. And this is a situation where we're given two ratios that define two different angles. So I have angle alpha 4 over 3, so I've drawn that in red over to the right. Angle alpha is vertical is 3, radius is 4, so the side length, the horizontal side length using Pythagoras is going to be 16 minus 9. Remember to minus in this case, so we get root 7. And this defines the angle alpha. So when we're given a ratio like this, we want to define the ratios for angle alpha by drawing it in a circle. We've been given cosine beta as a ratio, but although it's given as a ratio, we can draw the picture in the circle using that ratio. So cosine is horizontal, -1 over 2. It's in quadrant 3, so it's down. So that third length is going to be negative root 3. So here this allows us to define the alpha and beta angles. And when we see the sine alpha plus beta, we want to go straight to our formula. So sine of alpha plus beta Okay, the formula for that is going to be sine of alpha cosine beta plus sine beta, sine beta, and then cosine of alpha. And once we have the formula, all we do is a substitution. We're going to substitute not for alpha. Remember that we don't put sine of some ratio. We're going to take that whole thing and we're going to replace it with one of these ratios. So I'm going to look at the red diagram, the alpha. I'm going to look for sine in that diagram. So I have sine is going to be 3 over 4. So remember, I don't replace it as sine of 3 over 4. That whole ratio gets replaced with 3 over 4. Then I have cosine beta. So I go to the beta picture. Cosine beta is -1 over 2 plus sine beta. So I go to my beta picture. Sine, if I take a look at that, it's going to be negative root 3 over 2. Okay, and again, I just want to emphasize what I'm doing is replacing that whole sine beta with the ratio. Okay, please do not write in anything that looks like this. This is immediately wrong. Okay, we don't take the sine of the ratio. The sine beta is the ratio negative root 3 over 2. And then lastly, cosine alpha, I go to my my alpha picture. I'm looking for the cosine, so horizontal is root 7. The radius is 2. I can now simplify this. I end up with -3 over 8 plus, actually it's going to be minus root 21 over 8. What usually happens is we end up with a common denominator by the nature of the formula, and we end up with -3 minus root 21 over 8. And there's my exact value. So this is a second type of problem we will get. The first type is the pi over 12 problems. The second type is when we're given the angles as ratios, and then we need to work out the exact ratios of those angles and replace them in the formula.